Good morning. Thank you for joining Armanino McKenna this morning for our free webinar. My name is Mary Tressel, and I'll be our producer this morning. And our topic today is Unify your sales and finance teams to increase productivity and customer satisfaction. So I'd like to walk you through the steps of using your webinar pane. If you can advance the slides, that would be great. Okay, great. Thank you. So you'll see the webinar pane in front of you. Please note that the orange arrow will allow you to minimize or maximize the pane. If it is minimized, simply click on the orange arrow to bring it back. Feel free to submit any questions that you have for our presenters throughout the duration of the webinar. Our presenters will handle questions at the end of the webinar as time permits. Next, I'd like to share with you how to ensure you have good audio quality. So if you are using your telephone to listen into our webinar, please make sure you select the Use Telephone button. If you're listening through your computer speakers, please select Mic and Speakers. If you have the incorrect settings selected, unfortunately it will produce an echo sound. So thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our presenters for today. First is Scott Mengelson, our CRM practice leader for Armanino Consulting. He has over 20 years of experience in enterprise software and management consulting. Scott has operational experience, hands-on deployment of CRM solutions, and consulting with hundreds of companies routinely throughout the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast. So Scott's a trusted advisor for industries such as manufacturing, high-tech electronics, healthcare, consumer packaged goods, and healthcare. And additionally, we'll pull you back to those slides in just a moment, but Scott Mengelson and our next presenter, Larry Betts, are both valuable members of Microsoft's Partner Advisory Council for the CRM product. So we're pleased to announce that. Okay. Our next presenter is Larry Betts, who's our Managing Director of CRM for Armanino Consulting. Larry has been involved with CRM for well over a decade. After designing and implementing a CRM system for a financial services company, he was recruited to manage a nationwide CRM firm. He founded Gateway Solutions in Portland, Oregon in September 2001 and was named to Microsoft's President's Club thereafter. He merged his practice with Armanino Consulting in January of this year, and we're very pleased to have Larry and his whole team join us. His success in CRM consulting has been found in helping clients improve their business practices in addition to their technology. And with that, I am going to turn the webinar over to Scott Mengelson, who will lead us through his introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here and to speak with you a little bit about how Armanino is working with our customers in CRM and helping them to deliver a unified solution across CRM for both sales and marketing, but also into the finance and operations teams. To begin with today, we'll talk a little bit about what we're calling the CRM evolution. CRM is really evolving very quickly and is being defined in a very rapid manner, and so we want to talk about, so that we're all on the same page, about what CRM is and how it's being deployed today. Talk a little bit about some of the examples of some of the companies that we're working with and our investment as a company in CRM and how we've helped some of those companies. We'll also talk about some of the various solution options that are in the marketplace today. There are a number of options that companies are considering, and we'll help kind of break through the clutter on that for you for a few minutes. And then we'll conclude by looking at some of the top 5 CRM best practices that we see organizations deploying today. So with that, let's talk a little bit about the CRM evolution. CRM is really looking now beyond just customers. It's a complete customer lifecycle management system that's delivering real measurable improvement. We see CRM as kind of that front office automation application that helps drive business processes for not only customers and prospects, what traditionally CRM's been known for, but also with channel partners, trading partners, vendors, and suppliers. And it's helping companies do things like lower their cost of sales, increase their response times across their supply chain, improving their case resolution time, even driving more sales revenue on a per deal basis, and in improving the ability for companies to close more business faster. But like I mentioned, CRM is not just for customers anymore. If we were to replace customers with any number of trading partners, we're seeing companies deploy customer relationship management for associates and constituents and volunteers and alumni, and any of the kinds of relationships with people that organizations have are being used and managed through CRM. But even further than that, it's being used to manage more than just people. We see CRM being used to manage assets and vehicles, property and projects. Projects is a big piece of the application that we're seeing companies deploying CRM today.
Hey, Scott?
Yeah, Larry?
Hey, I was going to mention that we actually just started working with a customer just in the last couple of weeks, and they have a new interesting thing they're managing. They're actually managing counterfeiting of their products. They're a manufacturing company, and their product is often counterfeited in locations, and they find it being sold all over the world under their name. So they're actually tracking them and actually tracking the lawsuits that they have in the various countries with it. So there's one you can add to your list.
Yeah, that's a great example. Thank you for that. Okay, so just a little bit of kind of level setting on where traditionally CRM has played in the marketplace. And for the most part, traditionally CRM has been used with companies to help manage sales, customer service, and marketing. But more and more now we're seeing companies extend CRM beyond those traditional focus areas. In addition, the cloud computing continues to be a revolution that we're seeing. More and more of our customers these days are deploying in the cloud, but we do, in many cases, still deploy CRM on-premise as well. So the flexibility of choices out there is still very prominent, and we've been able to help companies do that. I think the other thing that's important is in terms of accessibility. We'll talk about this a little bit in the best practices. Whether you're on the road and need access through mobile devices, out with just a browser access to your system, or in the office, or even out on the road using Outlook as the main connection into CRM, are all ways in which organizations are getting access to CRM and becoming more and more productive wherever and however they're working. I think a good example of that is how Microsoft has deployed their CRM solution. They built CRM right within the Outlook client. And so when someone comes in to log into CRM, they don't know that they've not moved away from their email and their calendar and their contacts, because all of the CRM functionality is presented right within a CRM and can take advantage of all of the personalization that the Outlook client provides in terms of reading panes and previews and